audio director job where as when things for you.
Yana nyanu. Welcome, 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 welcome. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Folks, I want to welcome all of you again this evening. Thank you for joining us. We're going to have a good time here this afternoon. First of all, happy Thanksgiving. God is just wonderful. God is wonderful. First thing first. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us back together here. Lord, thank you. Thank you for your mercy. Lord, thank you for your covering mercy. You cover all of us. You don't pick and choose. Oh, Jesus. Can you imagine if somebody were in charge of Samson Toe? Oh, Samson Toe, talk to me. They block me. But you, my Lord, you don't care. Samson Toe, whoever. All of us were even in your eyes. President, slow boy, sweeper like me, nobody, person who don't know anything just like me. You cover all of us with the same blanket of love. Ah, my Lord, thank you. You don't pick and choose. Thank you, my Lord, for the blessing. Lord Jesus, will continue to pray. And we ask you to continue to pour your mercy on all of us. We have our sisters, we have brothers that go to these places to work where they know very well the virus is all over. But yet still you're able to protect them and protect all of us. Who will do that kind of thing? Who in the play here? Who in control in the play here that able to do that kind of thing? Can you imagine any of the world superpower in control of people's life? My goodness, Jesus, you're wonderful. Thank you. My Lord, as you know, we have two tables. One table back home, we got to put food on. Another table here in the diaspora, we got to put food on. The two families are depending on us, and we're depending on you for the mercy. We're depending on you to give us the strength, and you continue to do that. We're working, not because we want to make money and bluff, but we're working in order to make money to be able to feed our family and get to places where we want to be. Thank you. Jesus, bless our country, Liberia. Bless the leaders. Give them wisdom to do good for our people. Lord, bless the host country. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get it going. Samson Toe. Okay. The music that I just played, let me give you a little bit of background on that music. The guy calling Decade, Lale Decade, I think his name is. But the background that I'm going to give you is a little bit strange. My son, who is now 28, 29 years old, he plays guitar now. Very good guitar player. He plays just like Jimi Hendrix. Of course, he's my son. Why can't I say that? But on a very serious note, go research him on, his name is Nelson Toe, and you will find his guitar playing stuff on Facebook most of the time. When he was like 6 to 7 months old, at that time I was still in school, folks. But I had a van. The van, the company sold it to me for, I think it was $150. Yeah, for a company, it was an old survey van, and the company sold it to me for $150. So I had to buy parts, I fixed it. And you know I fixed car. So I fixed the car and everything. But anyway, I was able to put music in it. So there's music when it's playing. They want two of them. His older brother, who is now 30, 31, and my other older son, who is now 200 years old. I don't even consider him my son anymore. Two of them, they're here in Sacramento. They're not my children. They must have competition. I'm fool. I'm gonna call their children so that all I beg you, they must say the same age. I born them, but with the same age. You think I'm gonna call their children? I beg you. But anyway, the older boy usually will stay home, studying. I'll put the two kids in the car. And I would drive around, especially when Nelson started crying, because he had a way, as soon as I get home, or if I'm home, most of the time he would say he wants to take a ride. So I'll put him in the car. Well, we have this area in Canton, Ohio. They have this one street where they have a hump. You know how you go up the hill and then you go down the hill, like hump. It was like a big time hump. But what I used to do, I would speed down the hill, boom, and then I could speed up. So as I going down the hill, the car would be like hanging, flying. Oh, they love that. Two of them. I was the king. They don't even talk to me anymore. They don't even have call it what there what you want. I'm busy. Can you hurry up? These are the same kids that will cry for me to ride. So this music, when I put it on, Nelson has a way, even up to this point, when it reached to that point, when he say, that guy, he will be the, on point. When he was baby, up to this time, he knew exactly when it come up. And he loved it. Because of this guy, Nelson, his older brother, he's a maestro. He studied music in Italy. I call it classical music. I want to you let him stay here. We're not going to tell him. We don't got classical music. We told him, what you do with classical music? His uncle, Roberto, you know, see Roberto music, the one who used to play for Ayi Baro, play Ayi Baro music. You know, play classical music. You can't pick up, you sound into song, you can't pick up classical. But of course, I don't know anything about music. But anyway, he played classical music, so he's up there. The little brother picked up guitar and started playing African music. So he's very good at that. And as I was talking right now, I bet he probably watching. Okay. But anyway, the young man, he plays, and because of this guy, this music that I just played, because of him, Nelson started studying. In fact, before the guy died, Nelson spoke with him while he was in Abidjan. He was able to speak to another guy, Latex Lazan. I don't know these people's names, but he knows all of them. And he knows exactly where Anesta JJ was buried, when he died, everything. So he plays a Zipote, everything. The boy is just into it. The only thing I for me to take him to total. He said the next time when I'm going, he wants to go with me. That's fine. So I just thought that I'd give you a background on this music. You know, I was in school. This music, they helped you. Those of us that were going to working, going to school at the same time, this music keep you alive. Because when the music plays, usually I work hour away from home, and then I go to school hour away from work, then I come back hour, you know, stuff like that. So when I'm playing this music, it keep me up at night. Sometimes I go to work 5:30 in the morning, don't come back until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And when I'm driving on these highway and things, I play this music and they get me going. So even to study, one time I remember one time I was in the captain of, we made a concrete canoe. So I was the captain of that group, and we have to do all kind of calculations. So I took my music with me. At that time, people were still using cassette. That you know now, what year it was. People are still using cassette. I don't say CDO, I say cassette. That my cassette I took to the place. After they finish playing all their rock and roll, I say, you put the one on, I'm the captain. We don't understand. I say, I don't care. I'm the captain. Put it on. They put it on. So everybody, what is this? Just play. Let's go. So we were there the whole day, fixing the concrete, using concrete canoe. You know, it's one of those, you put wire mesh over the styrofoam and put the plastic. I don't mind going to go through. But anyway, folks, I just thought that I'd give you the background. Thank you for joining us. One last thing before I jump onto my story here tonight. So I've been telling you guys, I'm working on a bridge. Actually, they have a bridge designers. I know how to do the work, but I'm not doing any bridge designing. But we have a group that will do the design, but I'm in charge of the alignment of the bridge. I said, whether it bend or whatever, I'm in charge of putting the alignment in. Then all of the structure, the road itself, as they approach the bridge, I'm in charge of that. So I told you guys the last time I went and put in a detour so that they would break this old brick down, the bridge, the old one, they would break it down and put it back up, put in a new one. But in the meantime, because this is Route 101 connecting California to Oregon, so they're not going to cut it off. So we have to put a detour bridge in there. So in the process of putting the detour bridge, the environmental, They're so sensitive and enough. It's unbelievable. But they're closer to the ocean as well. So they want to make sure everything, the dirt coming from the area of construction, it must be clean. The water must be clean before it enter the ocean. That's fine. So anyhow, they asked me to give them quantity of failed earthwork quantity. How much dirt gonna fill this particular area? There are methods you go through calculating the dirt. And the dirt, earthwork usually is cubic yard. Okay? So the environmental lady wrote me. And when she wrote the thing, she didn't send it just to me. She sent it to everybody in the group. They told man, you coming now, the woman, we were friends, we still friends. She wrote everybody, CC everybody. Said, Mr. Toh, the area you give me, it's 0.4 acre. And you're telling me that the field in this 0.4 acre is 700 cubic yard. How is that possible? So I thought to myself, this lady, instead of just asking me, sending me an email, let me explain it to her. She sent it to everybody. Now people are watching. They're all engineers. You want to tell me something, Toh, you know anything you think, you just took the number from Total and slap it on there. So I said, let me take the girl back to school. She's an environmental engineer as well. I said, let me take her back. Maybe she's trying to test me. I said, what I know what I'm talking about. Because when we go to meeting, I've always come up with these numbers and stuff like that. So I said, let me go ahead. Let me take her back. So I went and started explaining why you have acres. If you're measuring, the measure system for acres is this. You go 2 feet long, 4 feet wide. Apply the 2 by 4. Now you're in square footage because it's 2 feet, 4 feet, that's square feet. So I explained to her, now, you take that square feet and then you divide it by 43,260. I might be mixing them up, but who cares? I know what I'm talking about. But anyhow, so if you do that, because that a square footage, 43,560 is a square, okay? That equal to 1 acre. So if you divide that, that will give you the total acres. So I wrote that. Then I said, now, in terms of her concern now, because the area was too small to come up with that kind of volume. So I said to her, I said, look, the calculation of cubic yard is a volume. It's a volume. If you're calculating volume, it's different than when you're calculating the area of a land, because you're going, length, weight, and that's it. But the volume, you come up with cubic yard, 3 cubic yard, 3 cubic. So you go 1, that's 1, 2, then deep. So that's the volume. So I explained, I said, the process, you have to measure the length, you measure the weight, then you go to the depth. That gives you cubic feet. You're not done yet. Then you take 27 and divide it by that. That will give you the cubic yard. Okay. But in this process, I told her, I use what they call average end method to calculate the 700 yard that you're complaining about. I explained to her, the process, you stay in alignment, you have station, and station go with 100-foot interval. You go 1 plus 0, 0, 1, I call it 2 plus 0, 0, 200, 100-foot, stuff like that. But anyway, it's a 100-foot interval. So I said, in this case, I decided, in order for me to be accurate, I decided to split it up 25-foot interval. So when you're doing average end method, you say area A, I just told you guys area here, right? Which is the square area. square area A plus square area B, because when you're going from one station to another, unless you're just going one station, you don't even need to do that. You just do straight calculation and come up with. But if you have series of areas along the station, along the length of the station, you have to go through that. So I told her, I said, okay, now I'm going, the very first station is going to be 360 something. Then from there to another, to the 25 foot, it's 13 feet. Then from the 25 foot interval to 50 is 25. From the 50 to 75 is 25. Okay, let's see. So all this one I'm writing, my people, the way I suffer, I can't write, I can't spell, but I was forced to do that. Okay? So I have to do write. And I took my time to write. In fact, because of writing problem, I decided to go do engineering. I'm good at math, but I'm not good at writing. And so I don't want to waste my time. You say no, say yes. Math, number, blue. I know calculus, higher calculus, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know all of those things. Area under the curve, I know all of those things. That's good with me. But anyway, so I explained to her, area 1 plus area 2 divide by 2 times the distance. Say from area 1 to area 2 is 13 feet. So area 1, I've already calculated the square area of that. So plus this area 2 square area divided by 2 times 13 feet divided by 27. That's 1. Then I go on. Then you have to move from area 2 to area 3. I did the same thing. And guess what? She was complaining about 700. The first time I did it, I made a mistake. Instead of 721, I came up with 700. So this time when I did it, my number came out correct. 700. So I said, now you are complaining about 700? Don't even use 700 again. I say total man say, use 721 cubic yards. I say so. Take me anywhere. Number don't lie. Whether you from Total, you come from MIT, whether you come from Tom Memorial Institute, number will not lie. Numbers is it. So I wrote up. I sent it to her. But this time, I sent it to everybody. All of the engineers, including our big bosses and stuff. You think they're able to say fluent to me? Number don't lie. You think these people, they're stupid? They ain't able to say fluent to me. They ain't able to, because I gave them number. It's evident. They know what I'm doing. So they ain't able to say fluent to me. You know what she did the money? She sent me email now, directly to me. Thank you for taking me back to my old days of math. I didn't see it the way it was, but thank you. I will use the number. I said, I will not even reply. You don't do that at work. When you're working with somebody, if you have any issue in terms of something you don't understand or you have doubt, you send email to that person or contact that person so that the person perhaps will be able to explain. But when you send it to everybody, that person now going to feel to defend himself. Because the public area we're working. So all the money they've been paying me, why if I don't know anything? That was sure. It started yesterday. Today, my supervisor said, Fuen, he ain't able to say nothing. Hey, boy, I'm from Town. I gave you math. You able to. I was waiting for them to. I said, I dare any of you to open your mouth to me. Where you think? Because I come from Town, that means I don't know what I'm doing. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You know how long I've been doing it? You have my number? Let me see. Fuen. They ain't say. Folks, if you know your job, you can bluff and say whatever. Just make sure you do it right. If I had gone out and said, oh, yeah, believe me, trust me, people are going to start questioning. Deep inside, they're going to say, wait a minute, what is this? the people are going to start checking. But just to avoid all of that, I went deep into the bath and lay it out. Now the next time when I send number out, she's not going to question me. No, they won't. That's how you do it. That's how you deal with any kind of stuff. You don't go making noise. What they say, good player don't fight for Jesse. I sound symptom or go beg people in Liberia for work. I beg you, Father Masala, but I sound symptom. I spent 5 years, the first degree. Then, please, I'm gonna go beg somebody for a job. Something that I will be doing that will benefit you. I'm gonna come beg you for a job. Me, sit down there. I come in. When I leave from here, I go to Liberia to go work free. Anytime you see me in Liberia working, unless some kinds of they ask to say, okay, can you do this? Can you do that? I will not even ask them for money. Maybe I might ask them to buy me kobo, some money kobo. I will ask the government, if you can just give me kobo in the money, I will work free. I went to Liberia last time. I went to Lapabido. You know what they call Lapabido? You not eat to Lapabido before? Lapabido. You know what I'm talking about? Lapabido. I went there. I thought I was still in Liberia those days. I went to Lapabido. After eating heavy keba, the Lapabido said, when I let you sleep in a town tonight in Montreal, you must change my name. 3 nights, I don't sleep. Lapabido. But that's good. Folks are having fun. You know what Lapabido? So if I were to go home and do anything there, hopefully something's working, something in the work, hopefully it will come my way. I'll be anxious. But this is what I'm not going to do. I don't care, you're my friend. First thing, that's one of the reasons why I don't want you to pay me. If you ask me to do any kinds of work, I will bring it up to standard. Now, if I'm done with the standard drawing and give you all of the information and you decide you want to cut corner, that's up to you. That's not me. Because if anything, you saw what this lady did to me. Anybody can look at the plan that I've been doing for the people over there. Look at it, look at something. What is this? And I'm unable to explain because I decide somebody want to cut corner and I agree with that person. That's unethical. I will not do it. If you send me, you send anything for me to do, especially in Grand Gila County. If I'm going there to do work, standard. My design will be standard. And nothing. What I'm not going to do, I'm not going to design it with Cadillac in mind. When I say Cadillac, that is you design it, but you decide to make it pretty. I'm not going to do that. They don't have money. So I'm not going to make that. But safety, standard safety, minimum standard safety will be applied. The speed limit that I'm going to select, going to base on standard safety. I will make sure we have complete standard of roadway design. That includes the speed limit. That is going to be the speed that we're going to be selecting. That includes the curves, the vertical and horizontal curves that we're going to be selecting. International standard. Okay? Sight distance, which is much, much more important. Vertical sight distance, horizontal sight distance. I will make sure I put those in there. When I'm there, you're not paying me, that's free. So if I do it my own and I put all that, you don't want to do it at your business. But don't open your mouth to me because you're not paying me. I'm doing it free. If you have issue with the engineering design standard that I'm setting, and you think my standards are not up to the point, you question me, I will explain it. But if you come back to me and say, oh, this standard is too high, I'll tell you, say, don't talk to me. In fact, I am like brother man. That's the first thing I'll tell you. You think I'm going to sit here and you're not paying me fast and I'm doing it free. Then you want to question us. So what are my people get standard role? Please. The structure section that are going to be selected. The structure, I know all the pro trick. If I design a road, the structure section that I'm going to select, I will make sure I put a structure section in there that will be able to take the heavy truck, the 18-wheelers. Even if it's just a small road, that small road that a Samson told me going to be, it's going to be about 20 years, but it's going to be strong. Samson told. Folks, let's go ahead. Let's forget about the engineering stuff here. So, anyway, of course, but man, I see everybody, and they ain't able to say "fwin" to something too. But here's the issue with that. Let me go back to that a little bit. I've been with a company more than 20, next year will be 20 years. But when I first started, I had a chip on my shoulder. The first thing, as a African American working as there are not many African American in the engineering business. And so when I started, and I'm very serious business, very true thing I'm telling you, all of the design tools, I used to sleep at work so that I would know the design tool, the KC, the MicroStation, all of the design tools. I wanted to know them. Okay? All of the hydraulics design tool, I wanted to know all of this. So I was able to seriously get involved. So when I fell with him, I said, okay, I'm at a point now, I know these things. Ain't nobody you come to me, you want me to do X, Y, and Z, I don't mind. But don't look over my shoulder. I give you my word, you can criticize. But don't stand over my shoulder. What's wrong with you? Folks, serious, the Congolese guys, one of these when we're doing a show, I will bring it up. He used to come to me. He and I started to go, Samson, we haven't even 2 months into the probation period and you behave like this, they're going to fire you. I said, I don't care. But I wanted to establish myself. Not so much of me being rude, but I don't want you to be rude to me because you think who I am. No, it ain't happening. So over the last 10 years or so, I had a reputation in the entire, you know what, Samson told, you're going to do what Samson told, you got to make sure you walk on your P and Qs. It's not a good reputation. And so this time, you say why, don't bother me. The only reason why I replied to this young lady, because she sent it all over. So I'm metal now. So I know the job now. I'm not afraid of what you're going to do. Unless I steal something, that's the only way you're going to fight. I know the job now, so I'm not afraid. But sometimes, you get chip on your shoulder, especially as a minority engineering student. And when we started, we were about 30-some more students when we started. I'm only a minority in there. And by the time we finished, we were about, I think, 18 or 19 of us left. Okay? And these kids, they put me through hell, to be honest with you. That was the same time Bill Clinton was going through issue. And the fact that these kids, most of them were from Youngstown, Cleveland area, Willoughby area. These are conservative area. And when these kids find out I was a liberal, I went through hell. Sometimes we go out to do survey. And they would think that they own the whole stuff. They treat me like dirt. It didn't matter until the teacher stepped in. I think I told you guys this story before. The teacher came in and said, okay, if you guys, because when you go out to do survey, each of you have to take turn on each of the instrument. The level, the transit, the rod, the measuring tools, each of you will take turn to do those things. Everyone will know these things. But when we get out, they only want me to measure and use the rod. In fact, God is just wonderful. Right now, I haven't done survey in years, but when I get out behind that rod, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what the instrument person is looking for. I know exactly how to set for him to have a benchmark. I know exactly what to do to get him backside. All of those stuff because of the way the case. But the teacher stepped in, said, enough. If Samson told, I'll give you guys the next time. If Samson told don't know how to run the rod, or the transit or the level, if he doesn't know that, everybody's going to be flunking. Samson told. Before you look, I was running instrument. So I can run transit, I can run EDM, I can run level. So I know all these things then. Okay? But the point that I'm making is I'm too old now. I can't be fighting with people anymore. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, folks. Let's go ahead. Next time she will see. There we go. I love this, man. I love this guy comment. Next time she will know. Forget about Total. This is an engineer. He's from Total, but he's an engineer. So let's go ahead. Folks, thank you. Wow, I spent almost 20 minutes nyama talk. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's a Wednesday. Tomorrow is holiday. I just thought we have fun. Let's go now take a very serious issue now this evening. Thank you for staying with us. We appreciate it. Okay, let's go into the Syria issue here, folks. As usual, we usually start with our show like this here. This is the President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected, Dr. Weah. Duly elected. He said, "Bobo." They say, "Who that?" He said, "Me, Ambassador Weah." That time you are still ambassador. They say, "What you want?" He said, "I want to be president." They say, "For what?" He said, "Because I think I can lead." They say, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah." Samson told on the other end, across the Atlantic, "My people, your money taking. They make you do the job. You see, they're not disciplined. Hey, my people, I beg you, your money take the man." At the end, the Liberian person says, "Mr. Toll, thank you very much for the information, but this is the man we want. Wait your turn. The Constitution says when the Constitution time comes, you can come back again. But for now, he's our president." I say I'm way up. He's also my president. Even though I would have never voted for him, but he's my president. He's my president. So if the Liberian people say this is our president, who am I to say no? I will criticize, but I must do so with respect. Because all of you that are watching me right now, it doesn't matter woman, man. You know woman been president before, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter woman, man, whatever. You can be president tomorrow. You want us to respect you. I will criticize, but I must do so with responsibility. Because if I'm allowed to open my mouth out here to my brothers and sisters, I must be responsible what comes out of my mouth. I shouldn't come out here because I have the opportunity to have a platform to just say things that people will not find credible. I can't take one line and start running with it. If the government is having to do something good, we'll praise them. If the government is not doing something good, we will say so. We're not criticizing because we hate. We're criticizing, hopefully, that we're all going to come together and move forward. Dr. Weah. Let's go on. Let's go on. On a very serious note, folks. These people die. 4 auditor, young people that study hard. If you're going to school, going through college, whether community college or whatever, or even high school, you know how difficult it is to go to school. These are young people that educated themselves, struggle. Because I don't see any of them that were born with silver foot in their mouth. Most of them struggle, just like many of us, to get the kind of education they have. But here's the interesting thing about them from my perspective. All of these people with the kind of degree they have, they could have gone in any country all over the world and be able to make decent living. But they decided they wanted to do the work in Liberia. They wanted to work and help the country. And to meet their demise like that is very sad. It's very sad. And so I ask you guys, as you're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, let's have the family of these 4 young people in our prayers. And let's pray that God will guide their soul as well. Thank you. So, folks, let's take a different turn on this thing here. Who cares for the people, man? The tiny sedition, what do they ever mean? I say tiny sedition, they ever mean? I beg here. I'm block cool. My hand faint. But let me tell something good, man. Tiny, I can't worry about tiny sedition here. I beg here. But anyway, so recently, just I think yesterday or so, or day before, the Attorney General, not the attorney, yeah, well, he's the Minister of Justice, came up and said that these people die, but their death, he explained their death. But how many of you, if you want to be sincere, whether you're sedition or not, how many of you truly believe the explanation that was provided? Deep inside of you. Take yourself from the political realm. Take yourself from the hatred, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't like this government. I don't like. Take yourself from. Put yourself as a human being. How many of you will believe that story? We have to. Because it's coming from the government. We have to. But truth, to be honest with you, these are kinds of things that I've been telling this government from time and time. You have to be sincere. You have to be credible. You are leading Liberian, young Liberian, sophisticated Liberian. Liberian in their nature have always been skeptical. They don't take things lightly. In order for them to accept what is, first thing you have to show, and even if you're truthful, there will be some that will not accept the truth, but few will follow you because of your truthfulness. Are you telling me this evening, folks, that those of you that continue to follow the CDC-led government, you're following them because you believe in what they're doing, or you believe in them as truthful people? Be honest. Now, there's two things that are going on here with the support of CDC, from my perspective. One is, my man, we're in 18 now. Let's just, what we'll do, we can't turn around now. We're in the heat of the battle. Let's just continue with it. And so they force themselves to support, whether wrong or right, because they're afraid that once they take another stand, people say, but you used to do that. So people are afraid or concerned. And so they support blindly. That's the word they use, blindly. I believe that's what's going on. I believe if you were to bring, in fact, I will talk a little bit on that, but I believe if you were to bring some of the CDC hierarchy and ask them exactly what do they believe in some of the policies they're putting forth this time. Some people, if they want to be honest, they will say, some of them we might, if I have to do it again, I would think twice. So the Minister of Justice came out and made this statement. But many Liberians don't believe it. Even some of the newspaper, if you go on Front Page Africa, their title is a question mark. This is a statement that is coming from the government, from the Justice Ministry. Why? Why our people do not believe the government? Folks, don't give me the government. They're not trustworthy. They're stealing. And that's why I'm here tonight, please. I want us to actually look inside ourselves. Who are the government? These are our brothers and sisters. What went wrong? So if we believe that they are not trustworthy, why was that? Did they just get up, got into this position, running campaign to get state power and then lie to us? Is that their intent? What went wrong? You have to ask yourself these questions. I will give you an example here tonight. And I've been saying this from time and time, very long time ago. That it is us, Liberian, those of us that pushed Dr. Weah away from the beginning, we all should blame ourselves. Because we're not stupid. Every one of us, including me. Oh, don't vote for Dr. Weah people because they don't know nothing. I should be blamed as well. Because I knew very well that no matter what, as long Madam Sali was not in the race to cheat, Dr. Weah was going to win. I also knew very well since 2005, every election that Dr. Weah has been in, they all will win. The CDC will win. But then they will turn it around. How many times did we see Dr. Weah going to visit after the election, go to Nigeria, and will come back and say, my people, you don't leave here alone. I truly believe in all of these elections, Dr. Weah and his people have already been cheated. So I knew that as long Madam Sali was not in the race, Dr. Weah was going to win. He's popular. He's popular. Not because of his leadership ability. What was some of the leadership activity that Dr. Weah was bringing on the table? Besides being captain of a football team. Has he ever managed a company before or some kind of high profile managerial position? No. But he was popular. And who was he popular with? The young people. And the young people make up majority of the voters in Liberia. So for you to sit there, that since 2005, that Dr. Weah have not been winning, then you're fooling yourself. But we all knew that. But yet still we push him away. We push him away. Okay? So when Dr. Weah got involved, there were people that were not that didn't have interest of Liberia. Can you tell me what interest of our country people like Emmanuel Shaw will have in it? To be honest with you, I don't know him. I don't hate him. But let's look at his record. Was it not the same Emmanuel Shaw that sold the plane, according to the story, sold the plane of the Republic of Liberia? Did he give the money back to Liberia? No. So what is he bringing on the table? Is he coming in to feel sorry for the Liberians? I don't think so. But those people were able to put their head around Dr. Weah. Said, if we don't want you, we want you. So they put him in a bubble. And I used to say that. Once he gets in that bubble, it's going to be difficult to get out. Let me show you an example. After the death of the young lady and the young man, Abba and Gifty, after their death, Dr. Weah went to church that Sunday. And let me read what he said. The investigation have not even started. Your president of the country, of the Republic of Liberia, 2 young citizens of your country were found dead in your car. Nobody knows what was happening. The investigation was just very fresh. You're the president of the Republic of Liberia. If Dr. Weah was not in a bubble, he won't make that statement. Because he would have said, look, whatever that I say as president, people are going to look at it differently. Anything that comes out of my mouth, it carries weight. But because he's in a bubble, he doesn't even think like that. They will not allow him to be himself. The only time Dr. Weah can actually speak freely, as far as I'm concerned, is in the church. If Dr. Weah was not in a bubble, knowing full well how terrible this thing was, knowing full, and he was in pain, I believe, when he made this statement, because the statement, you can tell. He would have gone publicly if he wanted to make comment, or allow him tell the justice minister and the police or whoever to make the comment immediately. Take the family members into consideration first. But that's not the case here. Let's listen to this. He said, it is sad to know that our country, it is sad to know that our country, Doctor, we are speaking, folks, but this was a statement that was made outside of the security apparatus, those who were supposed to investigate. He's speaking, forgetting to know that he's the president of the Republic of Liberia. Everything he said, whether in church or in whatever, anything he says, the president says. President of the Republic of Liberia says. Listen to this. It is sad to know that our country, a religious country like Liberia, you wake up and you see people killed in car. We don't know if that was a boyfriend or a girlfriend issue. That doesn't allow you to kill somebody because you don't know where you will end up. The president said, we don't know whether it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend issue. And you want the Liberian not to be skeptical? Can I not say here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, that the fact that the president would give that leading statement, that then what to say that the police and other people don't immediately start looking from that angle. Oh, the president said, maybe there's something to it. He knows something because he's the president. First thing is, all of the security of the country comes to him. All of the issues affecting the security of the nation comes to his desk. So why can't we say that perhaps he was briefed, and based on the briefing that he knows that these people, it's a girlfriend and boyfriend business? Why can't we say that? Folks, these are kinds of stuff that are very difficult. The president made this statement. The family members now, your father of the nation, your father of the entire country, family members that were grieving at the time. Oh, now what the president say? And these people, these family members know their brothers and sisters. They know who they are. In fact, immediately after that, there was an article where people started pushing back. Family members, friends started pushing back that this girl is not that type of person. So immediately, the investigation started taking a different route. Okay? Okay. So when you make that kind of statement, especially knowing that this is in Liberia, why should we say that whatever the Minister of Justice is going to give us will not be in line of what the president stated before? There's no reason for the president to make a comment. You have those kinds of belief, you keep it to yourself. Because when it comes out of you as president of the Republic of Liberia, father of the nation, perhaps he was talking out of frustration. Why would somebody kill anybody in a car? For what reason? Like job business? Maybe he was angry. But if he was not in a bubble, I'm sure there was a discussion before the president made the statement that day. If he was not in a bubble, somebody would be sincere with him and say, Mr. President, keep that statement to yourself because this is not going to be conducive. We have police, we have security apparatus, we have investigative teams that are assigned to this case. When you make this kinds of statement, you're not injecting certain sentiment into the investigation. Somebody would have told the president like something like that. But because he was in a bubble, oh yeah, Mr. President, man, they children there, you might have girlfriend and boyfriend business, they come and argue with each other, they not die now they're going to say the government that. They always looking for enemy of the state because they got nothing to offer this president, my people. Nothing. We have educated Liberians in Liberia working, highly educated in their different field. They are the top of the class in a different field. But they're not putting Liberia ahead of anything else. So I was just reading a statement here for you. Now let's go back to the comment, the investigation and the comment from the Justice Minister. Okay. So in the Justice Minister explanation, anybody, you don't have to have a law enforcement background or security background, but if you listen to this kinds of explanation they're giving, there's more question than answer, especially the police report. What I thought would have happened from the beginning, knowing fully what people die. The same Minister of Justice that is getting involved now. That day, look at we all saw the Facebook page. We saw the incident live on Facebook. Look how many people that were walking around the crime scene. Look how many people that were walking around the crime scene. You think you're going to try to investigate and try to put a crime on somebody here in America? The defense lawyer going to tear your story apart and that man will walk free. That crime scene was contaminated beyond control. But then again, it's our country. Who do we have? We're not going to go to Ghana and say, Ghanaians, let's borrow your investigators to come. It's our people, ourselves. But the thing is, we don't learn. You do these kinds of things, you consider them mistake, but then you say, okay, these are teachable movements. Next time we will do X, Y, and Z. So what I thought would have happened, the Justice Department would have taken control of this issue. I keep saying this, but people, they don't want to listen. The fact that you are silent on these kinds of things. The people that want the job you got, some of them, they can speak. Liberian, young Liberian, they know the English language well. They can write, they can speak. So they take this story and get on their platform, whatever platform they have, and improvise. So by the time the people who's supposed to be speaking in the interest of the Liberian people, by the time you get hold of the story, the rumor mills have already gotten ahead of you. Now you're going to be on defense and you expect people to believe what you're saying. That's not real life. And the sad thing, most of these people, highly educated, they're quite aware of it. Why they put us through this kinds of stuff? You would think when the incident happened, forget about the police giving report and what have you. The police, whatever they have, they make their statement, they pass all the information to the Justice Minister. Justice Minister assigns somebody that will be able to give a daily briefing, monthly briefing, whatever time that is set. But information must be coming from the government most of the time to address the rumors or knock the rumor before they get hold of things. I can't sit here and say many of these Liberians don't know what it feels for somebody to die from, because we all went through the war. We know what it feels like when somebody is gone from you. Your entire life is crumbled. Your body is ready to soak in whatever information that is coming that will make you feel that something happened to your relative. They didn't just die like that, especially in this type of situation. This is where the government should have get involved from the beginning to say, look, we know this is a very sad thing, but what we know so far, this is X, Y, and Z. But we're investigating. Trust us. We will do the best we can to make sure these things happen so that our country will move forward. This is not how, and this is not what we want Liberia to be like. But you don't hear nothing from them. I've been reading the whole day, and everything you hear is the government is going to find way to make sure that the autopsy is done. Eugene Nagbe accused the family, the people, the grieving family, of politicizing the issue, politicizing death of their family member, publicly die almost, and when they're expressing their grief, and you're going to consider politicizing? When you do those kinds of stuff, when you make these kinds of statements, people believe that you are not engaging. People believe that you have no feeling for other people. And then they go on. And in fact, when you do that, you strengthen their position now. Because here's the thing you don't know. When these kinds of things happen, okay, the first thing among the family members, there are those, the hardliner, say, yeah, the government did this, the government did that. And there are those who say, look, let's take our time. Let's give the government latitude. Let's see how far this government is going to go. But when you come and make these kinds of statements, the hardliner, they say, you see, Minister of Information calling us saying that we're politicizing the death of our family member. The people that are now trying to give you the opportunity, to give you the benefit of the doubt, they know their position has now been weakened because of statement from you. You have shown no responsibility of being able to care for people. That's how they view it. These are very interesting situations. To make things worse, the new minister of Information, he said the people were not even audited. Where is he coming from? By that time, the story was all over. The world have gotten the information. Even the International Auditing Committee was involved. They was involved. They wrote in Washington Post that these people, the investigation must come and be clean because of the way you started and the fact that people don't have trust in your way of investigating. Yeah. You're in power. The power is in your hand. You can utilize it any way you want. But people that you're leading, your brothers and sisters, these are Liberians. They're crying. Forget about the government for a minute. These brothers and sisters, their relatives were crying. And you know what it is. Many of you, your mom is not alive anymore. Just think when that day when your mom or your father passed, just think the kinds of feeling that was going through your mind. Those of you that don't have something happened to your brother or sister, think what was going through your mind. Do you know the power of grief when somebody is grieving? When somebody is grieving, those are the kinds of things, people who are involved. You have to be sensitive in these kinds of stuff. This is not because, I keep saying this, explaining to people does not make you weak. In fact, it makes your position stronger, and it makes you stronger because you now on the position of explaining, putting the people who are going to come by to say, we don't believe that, now you put them in the defense. Because in order for them to say they don't believe what you say, they're going to have to provide evidence of not believing you. If you take the lead, I keep saying this. I told you guys during the June 7 protest, I said the government should have taken the lead. Everything, you are the government. We don't have second government. You, the only government we have in the Republic of Liberia. Take the lead. Taking the lead does not mean you're coming to shut people down, but you're providing information. The people say, Mr. Toe, it doesn't matter whether they provide information or not, people will not believe them. Why? It's because of something like this. So the police report. I know a little bit about car. Let me just give you my own history on the carbon dioxide. They said they died from carbon dioxide, the two of them. It's very possible. It's very possible. When I was in Ohio, Samson was born. Where was Samson born? What house? Yeah, Samson was born at that time. He was born in, Nelson was the one that was born on 7th Street. Samson was born on 4th Street. So yes, we had a big building house on 4th Street in Canton. So the car that I was using, the heater went off. It was in the winter time. So I wanted to fix the heater because I can't go to school with no heat. I have to wear a coat and put blanket all over myself. It was just uncomfortable. So I wanted to fix the heater. What I had to do was go on the dashboard, take the plate, the dashboard panel out, and then go on there and take the old heating coil out of there and put a new one on there. But in order for me to do that, I needed heat. I'm from Town. What do I know about carbon dioxide and things like that? I decided, okay, let me turn the car on. This is what I was thinking. Turn the car on, close the garage door, and the heat from the engine, because the heater is not working. But while I'm underneath the dashboard, I'm closer to the engine. So while I'm on the dashboard fixing this thing, the heat from the engine will keep me warm. So I closed the garage, turned the car on, car was running. In about 5 minutes into that, I was so weak. I couldn't even call to my wife to say, please come help. I couldn't call. I was so weak. I was under the dashboard. My feet were hanging on outside because I have the passenger door open. The heating coil is on the passenger dashboard. Let's put it that way. I want to tell you, I know something about car. But my feet were hanging out. So as God, when it's not your time, it's not. As God could have it, my wife was coming out. I don't know where she was coming from. And she saw me, my feet were hanging out. She said, Samson, I'm not responding. The window, it's not like the door was closed. The car door open. She goes, Samson. No answer. I could hear her, but I couldn't even open my mouth. And then she smelled the carbon dioxide, and she recognized that I was in trouble. First she pulled me, I fell from the car. Then she came and pulled my. At that time I have the cover on the cord, and where you have the zipper. You know, when you're walking in the snow, you know what I'm talking about. So she grabbed my stuff and dragged me in the living room, closed the door, started fanning me. Okay. And then I came to myself. The thing smelled like egg. It was bad. So I know these things, you would die easily. Easily. Okay? I'm not too sure what happened. But the police report, they say these people, they have a leak. And that's another thing. The flow of your car. My goodness, look at the car the men were driving. It's not in Ohio. It's not in New York. It's not in other places where you have salt mixing with snow to be able to, you have corrosive and things like that. But they said they have hole in these things. Another interesting thing, they said they have gallon full of with gasoline. And apparently the gasoline was leaking and touching the hot, I call it the hot, I couldn't forget the name of it. But anyway, it's an exhaust pipe, catalytic converter. I'm not too sure if it's Californian type or East Coast type. I'm not too sure. But catalytic converter, they said the gas, something was leaking, was touching that, and the fume was coming in. Most likely, these people died within 5 minutes, if that's what happened. But who put the gasoline in there? You want to tell me, Abbott, when you bring these kinds of stories, you have to challenge yourself. Liberians are sophisticated. You got to do more. You got to do better than this. You got to do better than this. I'm not trying to challenge the report. That's not the issue. I'm just pointing out a few things here. Those of you that are watching, you have the opportunity, you have the choice. Accept what it gives you, or you can challenge it. I'm just bringing it up. Okay? This young man, everyone that knows him would say that he's very meticulous in what he does. You mean, okay, folks, come on now. Come on now. Those of you that when people see on Facebook, all dress up, different color, nice looking. So should we say you only dress because you're on Facebook, that you're dirty at home? I find that hard to believe. A clean person is a clean person. Those of us who not clean people, yeah, we're different. But clean people, they're clean. The Congolese guy that I work with, every day you go in that guy's house, it's clean. It's like he had a cleaning disease or something. He cleans every day. When his iron, the iron in the house, when it breaks, he come running here, bring the iron here, let me fix it. Or he have to go buy another one. And every time I keep telling him, don't buy iron, bring it here, I will fix it for you. He's an iron freak. He iron everything in the house. And when you see him dressing at work, you know. So most of you that dress nice all the time, you want to tell me you're dirty home? No. It's because you're clean from the time you were young up to this point. It's part of you. This young man, Abbott, who is so meticulous in whatever he does, he will not pay attention if he has a hole in his car that's leaking with carbon dioxide. It's colorless, that's sure. But sooner or later you will know. People get in the car. It doesn't smell while it's coming in, but when it's done, and somebody comes and says, it will smell like rotten chicken egg. That's how it will smell. After, not why it's going on. And you want to tell me nobody have said that, or he himself? Look at the car he was driving. Does it look like a kind of car? This is not something to going to school, driving and looking down, can see the asphalt. Just something that will take him to school. No. This man was done with school. This man was working. This man was getting paid. People respect him. And now they're telling us that the car has a hole in the bottom. And the hole is closer to the back seat. What happened? What happened? My people, y'all do better than this, man. What's happening right now is the young Liberians that might be thinking to come and help this country. They're thinking of their own lives. It's not, I'm not even thinking government involved. That's not even my point. These people, they're auditors. They're auditors. So does it take two and two? Well, you can just put it together and start making your conclusion right away. So this is not how things are supposed to be. The government said that people die. In fact, they use the word unnatural. Yes. What do we have to say? Who am I? I don't know how to detect who killed why, what have you. But these are people, the people depend on you in these type of situation. If you're truthful, if you're sincere, and people believe in you, you make the government make the kinds of pronouncement, people say, oh, okay, most likely. But with the record of this government, people don't believe you. They don't believe you because of things that have happened in the past. Not necessarily killing. I'm not talking about that. But I mean information. Providing information to the people. The process of providing information, it's like you're fighting war. All you're trying to do is to provide the information for them to make their own judgment. But in the process, you act like, I'm giving you the information, but I'll take it or leave it. You can't do that. This is not how, and when you do that, you have the power. You can say it, you can do it, but this is the result. People don't believe it. People don't believe it. And here's the issue about these kinds of things. Here's the thing that happened. We don't have anything to make money in our country. You depend on goodwill of the international community. They will only give you minimal. I keep saying that. They will not give you maximum. It's the same thing with the domestic money issue. Government, you must project power, but the power must be based on transparency. Government, you must project power, because all of you, the government business here in America, they're bluffing. They're bluffing. Government business, democracy is a bluff. But you have to project power by being transparent. So anybody that will challenge your power is based on truthfulness. Then anybody that will challenge your power, people will say, but wait now, what are you doing? And this is what they have. These are the proof. But if you can't be truthful and you want to project power, people will resist. People will reject. Look at these kinds of information coming from the Minister of Justice. 4 auditors, 4 people died. And the Minister of Justice, look at this. Look at those doctors involved. Medical doctors. They went to school, my people. They suffer. They struggle to get the grades. And they were accepted by their peers. And they were accepted by the professors, and they were able to get out with the degree. But people look at it, look at the report they made. Nobody believe it. Nobody believe it. So those are the kinds of things I keep saying. And for all Liberians, double whammy. Because what are you transparent a lot? Most Liberians are just they speculate and they don't accept things very easily. But the issue here is this. You don't have to win everybody. If you're truthful, those who do not accept the truth will be convinced with those who have the truth to talk about it. Because if the truth and evidence is in here, I can go and convince people and say, but here the people, this is what it's saying. I'll give you an example. Samuel 12, who I love, you know what I mean. Samuel 12, in all of his dealing, I've always thought that this guy should be fired a long time ago. But guess what Samuel 12 did some time ago? Samuel 12 showed his true color, as far as I'm concerned. He gathered young businesses, group, entrepreneur, brought them together and decided to teach them how to engage the international community to get money. And he was very sincere. That is the Samuel 12 we know, who has gotten high degree from the university. He was able to tell these young people, at that time the American ambassador was coming, he said, look, you put a binder together. Explain your business ideas and put a binder together and go sell it to these people. There are people that got money that will be willing to help you. This is what you're supposed to do in a community that's just coming from war, and you have the privilege and the opportunity to have a higher degree. You explain to your brothers and sisters. And he did that. So it's not like people in Liberia are all just like that. They do it because they feel like, I believe. It was a Saint Samuel 12 who asked in Liberian to vote so Dr. Weah will become benevolent dictator. So these are the kinds of things I'm talking about. So we have people in Liberia, highly educated, things that when they were here going to school, if they have the opportunity they have now, the work they're doing, they will not do it in this country. It will not happen. But when they get in Liberia, they think different. Why is a medical doctor giving his report? People are not only challenging it, but they're refusing to accept it. They're rejecting the report completely. So, my brothers and sisters, let me conclude on this segment by saying whatever problem we have, we as Liberians have to be blamed. Not going to elect Dr. Weah, that's not what I'm talking about. But we have to be sincere with each other. This is, it could have been any of us. These four, yeah, of course they're young, I'm old, but it could have been anybody. But we cannot continue to live like this. Speculating, rumors, this person this, that, this person this, that. This is not how we're going to come out of this thing. We're going to continue to struggle. Look how the congestion in Monrovia. You know, sometimes when I say that, if maybe I'm having difficulty because of my background as being an engineer, but look at Do River, Slipway area. The last time, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, they have a diesel spill all over the area. And people were going to collect diesel. God was just wonderful. Why are we in these kinds of poverty, bottom of the poverty hole? How do we get out? How do we get out? How? Few people just get everything and decided they don't care except for themselves. How do we get here? Why must we always feel that nobody is listening to us? So maybe I'm just talking BS. Everything that I'm saying, maybe it doesn't even make sense to nobody. That's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am, I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But look at the situation we're facing. Let me just show you another ridiculous situation. Few days ago, CDC had the launching at the stadium. Many people show up. But do you know Liberians are still skeptical about that? And do you know CDC are going from platform to platform explaining themselves for people to believe that they truly packed the place? They're telling you, don't believe your eyes, believe what we're saying. Why? Why would people see all of those multitude of people all over the stadium? But yet still, CDC hierarchy have to go from station to station trying to explain, oh yeah, we really packed that place. Oh yeah, the place was packed. Why? If people believe you, you don't need to do that. Transparency, they're very much important. Transparency, accountability. These are just words, don't take them lightly. You see, the funny thing is, in your own house, you want your kids to be transparent. You want them to be accountable. You want them to be responsible. But when they get outside, when you become the leader for us, you become the president, you become the minister, you become our leader. Now, those kinds of stuff, transparency, responsibility, and accountability doesn't mean anything anymore. Where are we going? Why must we always go through this thing? When are we going to get out of this? And maybe it's not a privilege like my lifetime. That's okay. But Liberians, young Liberians, you have to do better. People give opportunity to young people and they're there. They're not even using that opportunity to teach the next generation. CDC, I thought CDC, with their in power, I thought they would have been in perfect position to make sure these things don't happen. For 12 years, they were in the street complaining, government this, the government that. When you're making these complaints, were you not taking note of what you were complaining about? Don't you think by this time you should just flip a page? Oh, yeah, we're complaining about this. Oh, my people, we better not do it because we know. Don't you have those kinds of people closer to this government? To remind the leadership to say we used to go against certain activities, and yet it comes in our own. CDC and this government should be in perfect position. But we're going back to the same old thing. And then when people tell you, people are doing it here for 12 years, why can't you say anything? It's not the issue. You know they were doing it for 12 years. Because if you really know what you were doing, why would you tell me they were doing it for 12 years? How come I didn't talk? So you know they were doing it for 12 years. So I don't talk. So now you're doing it. I'm not say anything. What is logic in there? And many of you that continue to make these kinds of statements, highly educated. And I would say you don't know Bogo, but you want to bring up the elementary logic argument that have nothing to stand on. It's so faulty that when you bring that in a serious argument, you stand no chance. You won't even last 1 minute. In a serious engagement, intellectual engagement, and you bring that kind of argument, you will not even last 1 minute. And if you are on stage, the moderator will tell you, get off my stage. But we have to do better. We have to. You can't go back and bring people that Bacchus Matthew them from the grave. They're all progressive. They're old. They're done. They're done. It's your turn, the young people. It's your turn. But if you're going to engage each other, transparency, accountability, and responsibility must be at the front. If you don't do that, we'll continue to repeat ourselves. Look at this kinds of story that is coming out of Monrovia. Let me show you what. Let me see what front page says here. Okay, what was it? Front page. No foul play. Front page asking question. Big red bold letter. No foul play. After the minister finished talking, the question front page was asking. No foul play. Question. Is that what you're telling us? So they're skeptical as well. And people read these things. People from all over the world read these things. They have to turn this thing around. This government, I'm not too sure. It doesn't matter what I'm for the government or not. It's a government of the people. This is the government, the only government we have in Liberia. This government must succeed. We know it's going to have to succeed. There's no two-way street about it. Okay? This government have to succeed. There's no two-way street about it. So anybody that will say, oh, the government will succeed, nobody questioning that. But in order to succeed, there are certain processes that you have to go through. Success don't happen when you're sleeping. Success don't happen when you're sitting down. You have to work, set goals, and try to accomplish those goals one by one. That's success. Sam Sinto, LeBron Public Radio. Let me go on to my last topic. I want to just running through. I'm not going to be there that long. Okay. Folks, it's election time. Like I said, before I do that, let me do this. Let me come back to this. Folks, again, before I turn this to the next one, let's have these brothers and sisters in our prayer, and we ask God to continue to guide the family. And to the family, we say, you'll never mind. That God's will. What else we're going to say? Whoever is responsible, if the thing say, God not there, you heard Maggie the other day, God there. God, you think God not there? God watching. God watching. It will come back. It will come back. God there. So, you're sorry. Let me go on. Okay, folks. You know, this election time, you vote wisely, and you will do well. I'm scheduled to be on a radio station in Zwedru tomorrow. I'll be here live from Sacramento, but I'll be engaging my brothers and sisters in Zwedru because we're going to have an election over there. But what I want to talk about tonight, my last one here, is this. Okay? Which is laughable. This is laughable, to be honest with you. This is laughable. George Lobo, I don't know who advising your George Lobo, you smile at that, you sit down there, you people making any kind of comment, George Lobo, very intelligent, highly educated, and you sit down there, you people making any kind of comment? Eh? Where we going? Eh? Let me find it. The opposition are saying they have no credibility there's no credible they don't have credibility in the election, upcoming election. Are you serious? Are you serious? What all the opposition people, where are you guys? Where are you? And you're sitting down for the people political party and opposition to make the kind of ridiculous statement. This is bad. It's laughable. It's laughable. As an opposition, I am a member of Liberty Party USA, but it's laughable for you to come out that you have no trust in this upcoming election. Are you serious? Less than 2 weeks or so before the election, or 3 weeks or so before election, now you want to tell us you have no confidence in the process, and you have people from your political parties You have people being out there campaigning as we speak, and you're going to come back and tell. I refuse to read a story. I refuse to read a story. This is laughable. Apparently, they were not getting in. I'm not too sure who is advising the opposition. Maybe they got no standing. Maybe they got no standing. You got opposition political party, member of the opposition political party participating in the upcoming election, out there running campaign. Then you say you have no confidence in it. So if you have no confidence, why are you sending your boys and girls to go run campaign to do what? To fool us? And that's what you want to do? You want to come to power and behave like that? If that's the case, then let's just stay with Dr. Weah people. You want to be an opposition. You got people from your opposition campaigning as we speak. Then you say you don't have confidence in the system. You think when Dr. Weah and people finish winning, that they kind of complain y'all again and say, "Oh, we told you we don't have no confidence." Please. Since when you recognize that? I'm trying to find this. I know I found it early. I can't see. They said they have no confidence. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The opposition, we knew they were going to cheat. Is that right? You knew they were going to cheat, but yet still you allow people to go in there. But you say they're going to cheat. Are you serious? These are some of the things that I keep talking about. The opposition, the supposition, the sleeping. I call that sleeping. Okay? So we're going to go on there. Okay. Yeah, quiet. One more stuff. But anyway. So it's there. Go look for it and read it. Look for it and read it. Okay? It's there. Opposition said they don't have no confidence in the upcoming election. These are people that were supposed to lead us, and they're the people dropping off my shoulder now like fly. Yeah, you go. You don't want to listen to me. You go. Because I say opposition now, I'm talking against the opposition. So they're dropping out like fly. Bye. We have to be truthful. Your opposition. People are running campaign as we speak. And then you say you have no confidence in it. The same thing they did with that dual citizenship and the referendum issue. They knew very well the executive have been violating the Constitution from day one. They were quite aware when the executive decided to bundle those things in 3 separate sections. They didn't make comment. Now I'm telling you, they're going to go to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, okay, let's go ahead and get the A stuff. Like I said, I'm just going to make it brief here tonight. So, folks, this is not sincere, to be honest with you. The opposition, you coming out and making any kind of statement, this is not sincere. This is not sincere at all. Okay? So I'm not too sure how did they arrive with this kinds of a conclusion and making it public, but it's laughable. I say so. Let me go on. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, let me go ahead and put my number up so you can give me a call and tell me what you think. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, give me a call here tonight.
Il faut des élections au nom de la paix.
N'oublions pas prise par les élections est la seule voie pour nous.
Il faut des élections. Il faut des élections.
Chez nous en Côte d'Ivoire, là-bas, que brisoko nana, badidi de bawa yirene anyebere. Là-bas, que brisoko nana, badidi de bawa yirene anyebere. Tchoko ani kakao, qu'on veut pas, au nom de la paix,
il faut des élections.
Tchoko ani kakao, oye mabli, on est mabli, à ton tapet.
Samson Tola, Brompa Brido, what's your name? Where you calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, Lodi, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How you doing, Chief?
Yeah, my name is Bud Dima. I'm calling from Iowa.
Yeah.
To be specific, Cedar Rapids.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah, killing of a human being is bad. Other people might not love what I want to say. But you know, when the war took place, they were killing people. But when Prince Johnson arrested the late president, he was asked. And the late president said, Prince, most of these things, when they were doing it, I wasn't aware. I was not in Lutheran church when this killing was going on. I have no idea. I was briefed. This is the same thing. In Liberia, somebody will answer the question. And the second thing, Jenkins D.B. Scott down on the streets in Liberia is because of the same thing we're going through. If the justice minister, when I watched the justice minister yesterday, he was like, when you're making the oil and you try to dump the water, the red oil, you try to dump the water, he wrapped himself with a red oil, standing there pretending as if to say there was no foul play in the whole episode. We all can see in this country, when crime happens, when somebody is killed, the crime scene can be secure. But with our people, the justice minister that we depend on can stand there and say this thing happened is pathetic. We are investigators within ourselves as a human. Despite going to school and learning criminal justice, you are human are criminal justice practitioners themselves. Everybody. Because when you come up with your people, with your old people, the elders in the home or the elders in the house, they will teach you how to investigate. It first starts between your little brother, your little sister, then the horse matter. But for these people to say there was no foul play, how the other auditor rather, got killed? They're talking about the man was running 200 and some more miles. How was he chopped on his neck? How was he cut on his hand? How was he cut on his head? What was in that car that caught him? What was in that car that hurt him? But anyway, as you correctly put it, the bereaved family, they are grieving. But time will tell. One day, you know, 99 days for Rome, 1 day for master. Liberians, the young fools are coming after us. We'll pick up our case. You know, if I were the justice minister, I was going to let the police director. I was going to let the police director be the first. Then I made the closest statement. And for those doctors that went to school for years, sometime in future, the election will be revoked. Let me repeat. Sometime in future, the election will be revoked. And when the election is revoked, they will say they told us to do it, and it will be late. The word late, L-A-T-E. And some of those officials, they will say they told us to say what we said at that time. So thank you very much, Mr. Toe. It is bad that our people die the way they die. Carbon monoxide. Somebody who is working for money. You want to tell me, say the person's car will be leaking? And where this gas came from? Where the force came from when they were calling that day? Now you will see your sister on Broad Street tomorrow. The person they cut the phone with and the computers with, where were the person? That's the question. Thank you very much for having me, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your view. Thank you. Again, folks, Sam Sinto, Labrador Public, give me a call. And give me a call.
Sweet.
Samson to LeBron Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
This is Mickey Manu. I'm calling from Ohio.
Thanks for calling. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, Mr. To, this is what I just like to be on the show most of the time. I really like your honesty, your analysis you always make. It's always truthful, you know. This is why what I really want to say is that we got very serious problem going on in Liberia. And our brothers that are lucky, that are fortunate to be part of the government, I don't know if they can really retrospect what happened to our Liberian people during the war. Nowadays, nobody wants to lose any child. Nobody wants to lose their brother. Nobody wants to lose any relative because we went through a lot. Some of us were little kids during the war, but we saw some things that happened that we still have in our mind. So when things like this happen, people that we trusted in the government, their authorities, it's really, it's what play on the Liberian people. The Liberian people are not ready, they are not ready just accusing the government of anything. But the manner in which the government officials, top government officials, trusted people, the way they talk about human life, that's what making the people to have that discredit in them. They don't trust it anymore, and will continue because they keep doing the same mistake. They keep coming on show talking things that related to human life, and they take it to be light. Take for example, look at a video of the late public minister. When you're bringing it back, look at his brothers, his children, his mother. It made me look, I almost cried. I was. But when I saw that video on Facebook, I had to get up. Because I know how emotional it is to depend on somebody and the person just disappear just like that without real cause. For those people that in the government, when they come out, instead of addressing the issue with respect, to think about how those people feel losing their relatives, our friends, they don't take it that way. And then they keep saying people accusing the government of doing this. They are not only accusing the government presents themselves to be accused. So sometimes we making those analyses, I found logic and I found real reason with you. Because I really know, nobody accusing the government. But what you say, when something happens in your house and you come out to talk, anybody from your house, anything to say, people take it important. Let's say, for example, you got something going on in your home. When the child get outside to talk, people are going to be listening. That child is from where the thing happened. Let's give the child the ear so we can understand what's going on. Maybe the child might got something to say. That's exactly what's going on. Something happened in the country, the government officials coming out on Facebook, on social media, saying any kind of thing they want to say disregarding the people's value in the community. It's so hurting. So this is why I just want to say that the government just need to work hard. Because if they want to be trusted, they have to try very hard to regain the trust from the Liberian people. But for now, I don't know if the people really ever going to trust them anymore. So that's why I just have to say about our brothers that lose their life. And I just want to say sorry to the family and let us just keep praying for those people to recover. Because some of us, we know what it means to lose somebody. And some of us, 10 years ago, we still grieving. Sometimes we sit by ourselves and cry. So how much more about people that they depend on? So we just pray with those people that the God that we serve will lead them through that grief period and at least comfort them again. So this is why I just have to say, Mr. Toh, thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your view. Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, folks, give us a call here. I will soon be, but I have not seen Pa George all night, so maybe he's not listening. It's a holiday, so most likely people are preparing for themselves for tomorrow, which we appreciate, so we're not going to be here that long. We'll now call Pa George. If you're somewhere listening, give us a call so you can close it for us. If not, we'll just close it ourselves because I know it's holiday. I got tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, how many days? How many days? Oh, the 4 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4-day holiday. Woo!
Sweet.
Ah, yes. dance for you, my brother. Hold on. God, I'm not sitting down again. Let me move the chair.
Tukuzangwa wa mule bomina gaya. Tukuzangwa wa mule bomina gaya. Ona be yo te ba mu onuri yo te ba mu ya. Na tara pa te bro papa yere na dire comme prin. Tukuzangwa wa mule bomina gaya. Tukuzangwa wa mule bomina gaya. Ona be yo te ba mu onuri yo te ba mu ya. Na tara pa te bro papa yere na dire comme prin. Silly.
My back. I can't make it. Let me sit down. You see, I come to stand there. I'm big here.
Baba. La compañía está perena, tu conseguirías tirena, llevo con pacaína, sería la coco morena. Nous s'amuser, hein?
All right. Okay, folks. All right, folks. The Samson tour. I think it's holiday. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving. So, folks, please stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Let's continue to pray for one another. Folks, these are very special time for all of us. Let me take this thing out, and then no more call. I'm not taking call anymore. Good evening to all of you. Once again, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Please stay safe there. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Mr. President, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I know I'm older than you, but you're my president. You're like a father of the nation. I keep saying this. When these things happen, show your shoulder for people to cry on your shoulder. You've got plenty of children. Some of us, we don't know nothing. Some of us, we don't even know where we're to go. Some of us, we just spoil your knee. Whether you do or you don't do, we just spoil your knee. Because you're the father of the nation. You've got plenty of children. Some of us, even when we're not hungry, we say we're hungry. Even when we get close, we say we get close. Why? Because we are our fathers. Take us as your kids. Mr. President, this is the only country we have. Think about your legacy. I keep saying that, Mr. President. You're young. Even if you were to stay another, you're there for 12 years. You will still be young when your time finishes. What do you do then? You will sit there and watch people that will come in and try to tear down things that you built. Why? Because they were not done correctly. And they might have constitutional mandate to tear those things down. Mr. President, think about your mandate. When you're doing things for people, you're doing it for the entire country. I want to thank you for the opportunity that you continue to give all of us. Thank you. The pro-poor agenda is a good blueprint. Y'all go back to that pro-poor agenda. Dust it up, pick it up, and start applying some of those things that you talk about in pro-poor agenda. It's not happening right now, Mr. President. This election should not be all. You should be able to do things and still talk about election. Mr. President, the future of the country is in your hand. And I know the way you carry yourself when you were in Europe. I know it's the same way you will carry Liberia. Thank you. God bless you. And we'll continue to pray for you and your people to do well and do good for the country. Good night, folks. Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio.
se lule tao tao. Lule tao tao. Igwe sana lule tao ma. Lule tao ma. Mani lule tao ma. Nabiamo kuo. Nangu amuo. Nangu majerao. Nabiamo kuo. La compagnie t'appellena. Tu conseilles qu'à tirena. Tu peux pas caïrena. C'est rien à coco corena. Nous s'amuser, hein.
Mafuyole,